Mr. Ruskin, you're about early.
Well, I might say the same about you.
Oh, so what I can do for you?
Tomorrow evening. You and Jenny doing anything?
No, I don't think so.
Could you pop up to the vicarage for an hour? I'd like to talk to both of you.
Well, there's no wrong, is there?
Oh, no. It's just that I try and see all the young couples I'm going to marry. Make sure you know what you're doing, you know.
Oh, I'm no teenager, you know.
Oh, but you haven't been married before, have you?
No.
You're making a right good job of that.
Oh, it's for new people up at Thin Cottage.
Ah, right good price too, I imagine.
Oh, do you play one for £15?
Ah, that's what I meant.
Aye. About wedding, I know what I'm doing, you know.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
I mean, I've thought about it a lot.
Shall we say 8 o'clock?
Aye, if you like.
Can I leave you to tell Jenny? There's no need to dress up or anything.
Aye.
Right. See you tomorrow then.
Right.
Oh, can you tell me where I can find Jack Suglin?
Old Millhouse was. Don't think he's there at the moment.
Do you know where he is?
No.
Know when he'll be back?
Be back for Trash's funeral.
Oh?
Ah, they were friends.
Oh, yes.
He'll be back soon anyway. He's going to be my best man.
If Jack looks over this morning, tell him I could do with an hand in Long Acre.
No, you won't see much of him today.
Why not?
You won't, that's all.
A bale's a straw to shift. I could always ask Matt, I suppose.
Better leave him be. He's still working on roof at James's
Oh!
place. What's up with you?
I was just cutting off rind and it went on floor. Oh.
Pup enjoyed any road.
Come on, you two. We're all behind this morning.
I've been looking forward to that piece of bacon, all nice and crispy, just how I like
It
it.
will last rasher, too.
Hey, talking of bacon, do you reckon Mr. Wilkes is serious about keeping pigs?
More money in them than sheep, he says.
He don't know out about either.
Keep pigs penned up in sheds now, don't they? What's Jack going to say about that?
I'll ask him when I see him.
Well, you won't ask him today.
Of course, his only sleeping partner any road.
Sleeping's right. I can't eat tomatoes on their own. There's no nourishment in them.
What do you need nourishment for?
Well, I've given you hand with milk in, haven't I?
Aye, and you can give me an hand when mucking out, too.
Not on 2 skinny tomatoes, I can't.
Wish Jack would look over, though. Not a bad worker when he puts his mind to it.
Ah, that's always been his problem.
Well, I wish he'd put his mind to it a bit more often, now that Matt's over at Jameson's.
Well, happen his mind's on other things. A nice egg would go well with tomatoes.
I don't see why he has to sleep over there. I mean, he could give me an hand with milking.
He reckons it saves time. If you want an egg, you can get it yourself.
Oh,
I've washing to get on with.
Oh, I turned on eating in Wilkes's yesterday.
Won't hurt to give it a miss today if you're working over in Long Acre.
Right, you come in.
You best take Bess. She's had her breakfast, and mine and all.
Oh, well, that and Jack will look over.
And that me won't.
If you know something about Jack, stop dropping hints and tell us.
It's only what Barney said, mind, but Jack was seen yesterday going through village in a car.
You mean to say he's hired a car and gone off again?
No, it weren't Ned Berry's car, and it weren't Ned Berry driving it either.
You better get off. You'll be here all day listening to him.
Have you put a new roll of paper out back?
Hey, whose car was it then?
That Mrs. Verney's. And it were her driving it too.
You keep story to yourself then. We don't want it all over village.
Come on, you got
Oh, I can keep secret. But Barney got it from Amos.
Do you reckon you can do it for me then?
What?
Make this tie bar.
Oh, aye, simple job.
Steel, mind you, not soft iron. It'll need to have a bit of spring in it.
You ever heard of Dale Properties?
No.
They've got lease on this place.
Landlords.
It's one name for 'em.
Well, it's all right for some people. I came here to work. I'm going to give this place a right going over, starting with woodworking here.
Got her well trained already, have you?
It doesn't seem worth it if we're going to have to get out in 3 months.
Well, I'm not having people say my house is dirty no matter how short a time we're here.
You reckon you'll have to go then?
Aye, unless I can persuade 'em different.
You'll have to move from there.
What?
Well, I want old furniture in the middle of the room. You can give me a hand, Matt.
Make a right good foreman, you would.
I can talk 'em into something.
I thought Vicar were getting you a solicitor.
Oh, it doesn't stop me doing what I can for myself.
What are you going to tell him then?
Well, for a start, I can't see anyone paying rent they're asking. They couldn't do it and make a living.
Oh, what happened? It's not the money they're after. Maybe they just want to get you out.
What for?
I don't know. Redevelopment. Make a good site for a garage. Turn Forge into a repair shop.
Hey, I could get a job serving petrol.
Yeah, they'd never get planning permission. It'd spoil the look of all village. At least my old pump's not an eyesore.
Village could do with modernising a bit.
There, council's got more sense.
All the same, though, you must admit there's things we could do with.
Well, like a cinema and a bingo hall.
No, but Well, half the things we need we have to go miles for.
Ah, Peggy's got you thinking her way, has she? No, I must say I like village the way it is.
So do I.
And I don't hold with changing just for changing's sake.
Lots of things you don't hold with, like hunting foxes.
I'll start that job for you in the morning.
Right.
How much did Mr. Verney say pay
I
you?
don't care how much he pays.
Well, I'd better get back.
Aye.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye.
I'll come out with you.
Oh, give me a hand with this first.
I'll see you later then.
I can manage if you hold me. Now, you listen to me, Frank. You're just being pig-headed over this shoeing business. Well, let me tell you something. I can be just as pig-headed as you.
Hey, up, we're not having our first quarrel already, are we?
Oh, you do say some daft things, Frank Blakey.
Flew back home, right, did you?
Aye.
One thing I'd never do. Fly.
Can't say I enjoy it.
I wish I had a chance. Can I borrow this?
What for?
Just cutting twine.
And don't forget to bring it back. Reckon you'll be able to manage all right on your own, then?
I'll have to work things out.
What about laundry?
Firm from hot and calls. Marion only did bits and pieces.
Could do some here, if there's something you want in a hurry.
Shouldn't be necessary.
Didn't expect you back a while yet. Thought you might have stayed out on holiday.
See much point. Thanks for keeping an eye on the house.
Oh, pleasure.
He turned heating on. Thought the place was damp. Better make sure your bed's aired.
I'll switch the blanket on when I get back.
And open windows, too, if sun ever gets out.
Aye. I've got a lot of new tricks to learn.
Marion all right, was she?
She seemed well.
I thought you were supposed to be busy.
I'm never out else.
Well, then. You met the young man, did you?
Aye. 35 if he's a day.
Right for you, do you think?
What is right for Marion? I don't understand my own daughter. That's all there is to it.
Having all your meals with us now, I take it.
Very kind of you, but no, I'll have to work something else out. Of course, when the wool pack gets going properly.
Oh, it's up to you. What's he do then, this chap?
Sheep farmer in New Zealand. Ironic, isn't it?
Older man, maybe what she needs.
Possible.
Someone steadier than Jack.
Something happened I don't know about.
Not as far as I know.
I've never heard you say a word against Jack.
And I'm not starting now. I just don't think they'd have made a match.
No. They didn't have too much in common. Is Jack still teamed up with that old tramp in the mill house?
Oh, I won't have heard.
What?
Trash. He's dead.
No.
Night before last. Fell out of a window. Poor old man.
The old mill house? Accident, was it?
Inquest will tell us that. Liked his drink, so they say.
Was Jack there when it happened?
Believe he was.
I'll better have a word with him. The old mill house is company property.
Ah, good morning, Mr. Wills.
Morning, Sam.
You won't find Jack at Millhouse today.
Oh, well, I've got things to do. I'll come down then. Now and again.
Well, never mind.
I was thinking of going into Leeds this afternoon. Is there anything you want me to bring back?
Can't think of anything.
Right.
And don't forget about airing the bed.
Oh, no.
I wonder you didn't invite him to stay. Offer him my bed.
Timed that well, didn't you?
It's ruddy cold out there.
Usual?
Uh-huh.
Have to get you two spruced up for next week. Can't have you looking like that in my new bar. Mrs. Verney's car was seen outside post office this morning. You didn't happen to notice, did you?
No.
Morning.
Morning.
I'll have a half a bitter, please.
Nip in the air this morning.
Yes. I'd like to bring Mrs. Gibbons round to see her this afternoon.
Today?
Yeah, she's arriving by bus in Houghton about 2. I'll be picking her up. Shall we say 3?
But I thought you said she weren't coming till next week. I mean, it makes things very difficult.
Oh? How?
Well, I'm not ready for her.
Oh, surely a few days can't make all that much difference.
Well, it's not only that. I mean, what'll people say? Neither of us married her here all day.
Oh, come on, Mr. Brearley. She'll be staying up at the vicarage until the end of the week and then moving in with Mrs. Selby. She can start immediately, or if you prefer it, she can wait till Monday.
That now a bit hasty.
Of course.
Hasty saying she could come here.
Now, you're not going back on your promise, are you?
No, not it can't.
I mean, if you didn't want her to come, you could have said so.
I never had much option, did I?
How much do I owe you?
7pence.
Mr. Brearley, Mrs. Gibbons is expecting to find a welcome from you and a new life here in Beckindale. You do know what that means to her, don't you?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's worrying you.
Well, I still don't know anything about her.
Oh, what do you want to know?
Well, what sort of woman is she?
Well, she's not an easy person to get to know. She worked in a hotel in Liverpool before she was married. Her husband's dead. You know, of course, that she's been in prison. She's no children.
Haven't got a photograph, have you?
No.
Oh, well, happen it'll work out.
Mr. Brearley,
Aye?
how about your meeting with Mrs. Gibbons today?
What about it?
Well, you're not nervous, are you?
There you go. Oh, you bouncy little devil.
Says you're right if she bites you.
Oh, I reckon she knows when to stop, don't you, eh?
Oh, but Dad, we can't hear ourselves think.
I wanted to talk to you about Mrs. Crosswaite.
I've told Beryl she can come up here any time she needs company.
Whoa!
Dad!
Oh, she had my finger then. Oh, those little teeth of hers are like needles.
Well, just keep quiet. I'd go down and see her, but it's difficult with family to look after.
Well, if we don't do something soon, she'll have a nervous breakdown.
Whoa!
For heaven's sake, take her outside.
Oh, it's nearly dinner time.
Look, Mrs. Sugden, I think the best thing you can possibly do is to persuade her to take a job. Anything at all.
She had a job in a factory once.
What about domestic service?
Beryl,
Would she consider it?
better get her out of the house, all right.
I know.
Dad.
Henry will.
What about him?
He's been looking for a cook-housekeeper ever since he came to Beckindale.
Mrs. Crosswaite.
Oh, no, it wouldn't do at all. Henry Wilkes wants someone to live in.
Well, there's nothing to keep her at home anymore. Her husband's away working all the time and...
Sharon. Ah.
Look, Mrs. Sugden, if you'll have a word with Mr. Wilkes, I'll see Mrs. Crosswaite again.
No harm in having a word. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Well, you need someone round here with ideas.
What are you going to do with these old books?
What old books?
These ones from bedroom. Can't go back in there.
Oh, we'll find some place for them.
Happen someone will give us a couple of bookcases with glass fronts for a wedding present.
Oh, I happen they won't.
Don't know where we put them.
I'll mention it to Jack. Might appeal to him.
Do you think he'll turn up?
For wedding. Don't know who'll look after the ring if he doesn't. Oh, Mr. Ruskin.
Hello, Frank. Can I come in a minute?
Oh, of course.
Thank you. Hello, Jenny.
Hello, Mr. Ruskin.
I'm glad you're both there, because I might just have an idea about that lease trouble of yours.
Oh, aye.
But I thought I ought to try it out on you two first.
Well,
Mr. Verney.
Verney, I don't see where he fits in.
Could he help us, do you think, Mr. Verney?
Just a minute, Jenny.
Well, I don't know, but he might.
I'll get another cup.
No, not for me, thanks. You see, he must know lots of business people. Now, if I show him that letter of yours...
I don't know.
Well, it's worth a try, Frank.
Oh, it's not that.
Frank's not on best of terms with Mr. Verney.
Oh?
He wanted him to shoe his horses, but Frank won't.
Oh? Why not?
Because he uses them to hunt foxes.
Well, that's a respectable enough principle. I don't see George Verney holding that against you.
Oh, I don't know, and I'll not be beholden to him.
Beholden?
Aye, I reckon. He gets me off the hook with forge, I shoe his hunters.
Oh, no. No, I know George Verney. He's not that kind of man. The two matters are quite separate, and he wouldn't dream of deliberately confusing them for his own advantage.
Wouldn't he?
I think you're being a bit unreasonable, Frank.
Oh, he's not unreasonable.
Pig-headed.
Look, just let me have the letter and I'll see what I can do, all right?
Are you sure you won't have a cup of tea?
No, I've got to get over to Houghton. In any case, I'm seeing you both tomorrow, aren't I?
Aye, up at Vicarage.
That's right. Tomorrow night, then. Cheers, Jenny.
Bye.
I'll let myself out, Frank. Cheers.
What's all this about us going up to Vicarage?
He's back.
Oh, Jack?
No, Henry Wilkes.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I bet he hasn't had a decent meal for a week.
Well, he's not likely to get one from Beryl Crosswaite, especially not the kind of thing he likes.
I don't suppose they'd actually come to blows, though.
Come in.
I'm just off then.
Off?
To Leeds.
Oh, I'm glad you dropped in.
Oh?
Beryl Crosswaite. How about her working at Inglebrook?
Sharon's mother.
I dare say she could do a bit of cleaning and dusting. Wash a bit. Cook too, if you like.
I don't know. She seems a nice enough woman. What do you think, Annie?
Well, you could give it a trial. Cuts both ways. She might not take to you.
Haven't had much luck with local help. What sort of a cook is she?
Middling.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Tell you the truth, I'm not. But seems to me you need somebody to look after you. Might as well be Beryl.
Oh, well, I'll think it over.
Was there something you wanted?
No, not really. I might be late back from Leeds. I thought I might take myself off to the pictures.
Good idea.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you. You wouldn't like to come with me, I suppose?
Love to. But I've got my hands full here today.
Oh, well, I just thought I'd ask.
Thanks for asking. Another time, maybe.
Ah.
He wants to hold your hand in back row.
Well, now do get that wet coat off.
I'm putting the car away, Liz, and then I'll put the kettle on.
Won't you need the car to go down to the wool pack?
Yes, but I don't want it to get flooded in this rain.
He lavishes more care on that car than he does on me. Do sit down and get warm. Will you?
Thank you.
Beckendale is a far cry from Liverpool. I hope you won't feel too cut off up here.
Further the better.
Well, you know how it is. Some people like crowds, noise, large cities. I sometimes think Edward misses the hurly-burly. Do you know, we've lived here for so long that I sometimes forget he once had a different sort of life.
When I came out, I couldn't think of anyone who'd want to help me, except him.
Did you know him well, then?
Well, I was little more than a kid when he left Liverpool. Wouldn't have been surprised if he'd forgotten I even existed.
Oh, Edward doesn't forget people. He forgets a lot of things, but not people. Except me, of course.
You're very kind, Mrs. Ruskin. Putting me up in your home, I mean. I don't think I would do it.
Oh, yes, of course you would. Besides, Edward and I are used to it. We're always having to find room for people.
For waifs and strays. It's how I feel. With a past I'm trying to forget and a future I don't know anything about or what to do with.
I'll see if the kettle's boiling.
What's he like, Mr. Brearley?
Well, Edward knows him better than I do. I'm sure you've nothing to worry about.
I see.
Well, I do hear that he's a bit of an old woman, but that's just what I hear.
Oh.
Ah, listen. Thawing out, I see. I'm sorry the heater in my car's not all it might be.
I'll make the tea.
Thank you, darling. And then we'll go and see your new employer.
Well, I've been telling Alison about Amos.
Good. Funny character. Never know where you are with him.
Brought this back before I forgot.
Wonders will never cease. I'm just going down to see Beryl.
What for?
Try and sort things out for her. She's in no fit state to help herself.
Nobody doing any work round here today except me?
I've done your washing, and your ironing, and cooked your dinner. Don't know what more you want.
Well, I weren't meaning you.
Didn't sound like it.
Well, there's Matt over at Jameson's or hospital or somewhere. Jack's gallivanting about country with some woman. Boss has gone to Leeds. And where the hell's Grandad?
Don't you swear at me.
Well, it's a bit much having to do it all on your own, you know. At least he could help a bit more. Wouldn't kill him.
I seem to remember months ago when you were carrying on with Marion Wilkes, fishing, and I don't know what. It was Matt who did everything around here, and he did it without grumbling. Well, now it's your turn, my lad. One of these days, this farm will be your responsibility. So just get on and make the best of it.
Not coming, is she?
Yes, she's waiting in the car.
Oh.
I'm only asking one thing. Take things easily, at least to begin with. Mrs. Gibbons is getting over a pretty bad time, and she's no idea what she's letting herself in for.
Neither have I.
Now, if you both treat each other decently, you'll neither of you be disappointed. I can't think why you put that suit on. Alison, this is Mr. Braley. Amos, Mrs. Gibbons.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you. Stopped raining, has it?
Yes.
Well, why not start by showing Mrs. Gibbons round?
Why, well now, all this is temporary, of course.
I've already explained to Alison that you're having the back converted into a new bar.
A bit of a squeeze, but they'll have done in there by end of week. At least that's what they say. Aye, dust everywhere. Glasses get covered with it, even with tarpaulin up.
When do you want me to start?
Beg pardon?
When do you want me to start?
Well, that's up to you. Next week, week after.
What about tonight?
What time do you open?
6 o'clock.
I'll come back at 5 and rinse the glasses then.